generation, I made a lot of TV shows. There were no hugs. 28 shows, no hugs. Only a few handshakes.
Gotta listen.
Do your best. Do your best, Joshie. It's going to be great.
Bowlers, congratulations on making the top 5 again. We're going to observe one lane courtesy down there, one lane courtesy. We're going to go match play style. If you're not familiar with that, it's one bowler will start. The higher seed gets choice of lane, so the higher seeded bowler gets choice of starting lane and position. Bowlers, I do ask at the top 5, we do have trophies. I ask the top 5, please stick around.
Alma, your order's ready. Andre, your order's ready. Andre, your order's ready.
We will be taking pictures for the newspaper and for the press release, so please stick around if you make the top 5 so we can take photos after. Other than that, bowlers, you have your colored bars, top higher seats, choose your lanes. Good luck and great scoring.
We've reached the finale, ladies and gentlemen. It is the stepladder finals of the 2024 Southern California Junior Grand Championships. Emil Williams Jr. with the legend Mark Baker joining us for the stepladder finals. And as we get you underway, let's set the scene here because there's a ton happening on 7 and 8. That is the Division A stepladder final. On 5 and 6, it is the Division B stepladder final. And then the bottom right of your screen, that's 3 and 4. That's actually Kaylee Peruganen. That is the Division C stepladder final. And then on 1 and 2, we have the Division D stepladder final. So we'll be in and out. I'll be switching so you can see full screen what's happening on 1 through 4 from time to time as well. Equal opportunity certainly here at the stepladder finals. Mark Baker, first and foremost, thanks for sharing some time. I know your son, Bull Gage, was competing this week. And first, to have this type of event, there's been a ton of shootouts leading up, of course, to this major event. And I know Southern California has always been a great place for bowling, but seeing it in person for me for the first time has been incredible. I've got to know it from your opinion. What does an event like this really mean to this area of the country?
It just shows you how strong the junior program is, and we have, it doesn't really work without David Yamuchi and his staff. Yamo does such a good job, and he took this on, and this has probably been more of a headache for him than fun. But the kids love it, and you can see we have them from kids that average 220, 230 to the people in the D division trying to get up to the A division in a couple years. So he does a great job of spreading it out. And as a person who coaches for a living, obviously I love it when there's 54 lanes full of kids. That's a lot of future clients out there, and I got quite a few of them that I work with now bowling. So it's just great to walk into a bowling center on Sunday. It's Southern California. We're not in the polar vortex.
That's true.
It's a freezing 60 outside, so it's full in here. So it's really good to see. Some of these kids are probably feeling pressure if they never felt. It's usually when you get to the end of a tournament, everybody leaves. Now this is a tournament, everybody's here, their parents, their peers. So lanes are just re-oiled, so let's see what happens.
We'll go through the prize fund here in a little bit for each, but again, in our Division B stepladder on 5 and 6, Dylan Ingram, who shot a nice 231 to get into the top 5, and during the position round, he is taking on Joshua Yamauchi. That's the 4 versus 5, with Dylan being the higher seed. On 7 and 8, Bryson Akuns, who has been in the top 5, I feel like, the entire tournament. And Kaven Massey was in the top 5, dropped out for a little bit, and found his way back in. And so that opening match is happening on 7 and 8. I mentioned Kaylee Peruganen. She is the 5th seed, taking on Sierra Terry on lanes 3 and 4. And then on 1 and 2 in the D division, Joanna Early versus Madison Rodriguez in our opening matches here.
The first thing I noticed when you watch kids bowl, how much faster they bowl than the pros.
Got that right.
We had to do all the top 5 of the guys on the tour. We'd be here till dark. This isn't going to take long. These kids get up and fire.
We got ourselves a nice little battle here early.
Yeah, Joshua's coming out firing. Here's Bryce. Oh, half 10. It's always good to get a few strikes under your belt when you start. It's always fun not to have to shoot spares when you're nervous, if memory serves.
you have to wonder, too. I mean, it's talked about the ability to kind of block everything out. And I think we've done it, especially Joshua. Yeah, he didn't finish or end the way he certainly would have wanted, but it was enough to allow him to stay in the top 5. He entered the position round in 3rd. I didn't get a chance to see the A division today.
I think only one dropped out. It was really, really close. I think Caven threw a strike in the 10th that let him get past a couple people. So it's always, no matter what tournament, it always comes down to the 9th and 10th in that position round.
Folks, if you are watching, we ask you to please share here on Molestream TV. Good spare from Joshua. We have 4 stepladder finals going on simultaneously.
It looks like on 1 and 2 they're pretty well matched. Looks like Kylie has an open early and her opponent has the front 2. Looks like she's going to have a makeable spare. Ooh, 4-9 for Caven. A lot of good shots, and they just re-oiled them, so they got, especially the scratch guys, they were all playing closer to 3rd arrow. They were all going really well at the end, so they re-oiled them. They had to move right, so they're having to adjust on the fly. They're doing a great job.
Yeah, this is a new pattern.
Yep.
This is there's been a pattern for each block. So 3 blocks of qualifying, and then also now we have a new pattern for the finals. And this one is also, of course, 40 feet, 24.7 mils. Still similar to what they were going on earlier. Pretty impressed with what Dylan Ingram was able to do early. I mean, he just came right in. I think he started with the front 5. He's got this wave going every time he strikes, and it gets everybody involved.
It's always good to be loose.
Stephanie, great question. Excuse me. The top 5 in the A division is Daniel Hong, Brandon Rother, Tristan Perham, Bryson Akuns, and Caven Massey. That's your 1 through 5 in the A division. They are on the right of your screen. Big spare indeed over there.
So now the match on 1 and 2 is pretty much tied. Now that's an open there for Joshua. He dropped the 6 off the 10, so that puts Dylan right back in it. Anything can happen with the kids. You know, it's you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down.
So in your experience coaching, does that type of tidbit, or is there a coaching lesson that you have in regards to breathing, especially at this age?
The kids I coach here, I just try to get them to fill frames, to try to consistently put pressure back on your opponent. You don't need to shoot 230 a lot of times. A lot of times what happens is it's more the opens and trying to do too much.
Right.
Just fill frames, make the other person double. At this level, it's not as easy. And you can be down by quite a bit in the first 4 frames, and you just stay clean the last 6, and they have a couple of fortunate shots, and the swings are huge.
Good run
so
at that.
Close.
Joshua and his sister Naomi, they were bowling right next to each other, 1 pair over. They were both in the top 10. Naomi, I believe, still stayed in the top 10, and of course Josh was able to stay into the top 5 and make the finals. Caven Massey on the right of the screen.
Knocked that 7-10 out. Yeah, the match on 1 and 2 is real close.
We'll be able to get over to 1 and 2 in the full screen mode in a little bit as the way things are working. Miss spare, unfortunately, there for young Caven.
Yeah, he had an open by Bryce, but didn't take advantage of it. That's how this works. Threw a great shot for a rip shot 7-10, knocked the 10 out, but like I said, though, especially when you get to this, the spares are just so important. Well, you see the same thing on the Pro Bowlers Tour. A guy leaves a solid 10 to lose, but you kind of skip that 10 pin he missed in a second.
chop to spare, as you see the bottom of your screen on 1 and 2. And then Dylan, now with a split of his own, making this match now even closer. Looks like Dylan got a chance to maybe resurface a bowling ball or two.
It's always a tricky guess before you start how much to do it with. Bryce comes back with a big double. Pretty good sized lead. A better push or hook.
Oh,
all right.
Wow.
We'll take it.
Yes, we will.
Now that's one way to knock him down. There you go. Caught the head pin across the wall, knocked out the 610.
Well, it's Sierra Terry.
Yep, Sierra staying clean with the double early. She's got a commanding lead.
As you mentioned, you know, sometimes we all do it. We try to make bowling simple, but it's difficult. But when you get right down to it, as you said, fill as many frames as you can.
Bryce came back with 2 quality shots. He's been improving a ton lately. I don't see him very much, but I know he works out there in the at the Morongo Bowling Center with some people, and he's gotten so much stronger. I think with the two-handed kids, when their strength catches up to them, because they start out with the rev rate and the power, they're just not quite sure what to do with it. As their balance gets better and their strength in handling that ball with a shorter backswing, and then they start getting it online, then you start seeing big results. That was a great comeback shot. There we go. We got the wave going. All's good.
Big shot there for Dylan. I overheard a lot of parents discussing with other parents how sounds like a lot of players, not a lot, but at least a few that I did hear about, recently have made the move from one-handed to two-handed bowling. Seems pretty, from a popularity perspective, not the style itself, but moving from one-handed to two-handed at this age in the early teens.
Yeah, if you were going to do it, this would be the age to do it. You're limber, you know, you're not really muscle bound, you don't have any injuries, and so it's a much easier way to learn it when you're young. And so what happens is, as a coach, it takes me a year or two to teach you how to really hook it. Whereas two-handed, they show up knowing how to hook it. Then they got to learn how to hit a target. They have a little bit of accuracy and speed control. So it's 2 completely different ways of going about bowling.
Couple of splits on the right lane from Dylan Ingram. And
what I have found, kind of my own little keeping track of it, of the kids I coach whose parents don't bowl, almost invariably they're all two-handed. And most of the kids I coach whose parents bowled a lot were one-handed.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
So, you know, because two-handed, you know, for a while was looked upon, down upon, whatever it was looked upon.
Sure.
It saved the sport, if you ask me, but so Mr. Belmonte needs kudos for that. Whether you don't like the two-handed style or not, I guarantee you asked every junior director in the country, two-handed is because this giant spike we've had in high school, college, and junior bowling, I think, is attributed to, you know, it's something new, and you can never discount cool. I mean, when you do it right two-handed, it looks cool. I know when I learned how to bowl, everybody was pretty straight and do this. We saw Mark Roth once on TV. It was over. I'm bowling like him.
Right.
Yeah, I might tear my thumb, and I may miss a spare or two, but man, when I strike, it looks cool. So two-handed has more power, has more hook, and that's every sport. I want to hit the T-ball farther or whatever the case may be. So the two-handed, I think it's easier to understand how to make a ball hook two-handed than it is one because there's no thumb. So I think that's one of the advantages.
Joshua hit more than enough pins there in the 10th frame. So Josh is going to advance. He will defeat Dylan Ingram, again, who shot 231 to get to the top 5.
Bryce has got his match in command. Let's see who's winning down here on 1 and 2. Oh, Brooklyn. That was huge in the 8th. Oh, bad break for Kylie. Yep. Yeah, Caven never really got comfortable. Like I said, he bowled really good at the end. then they re-oil them, a little less volume, and then the shot changes quite a bit.
All right, so finals in Divisions A and B. Bryson Akuns will advance in Division A. He's going to face Tristan Perham, a very nice two-handed player as well. I'll tell you a story about Tristan once we get closer to that match. In the B division, Joshua Yamauchi is going to face Noah Chargulov, who shot 240 in Game 5 to put himself in position to make the top 5. And then I believe he went 2-0, 209 to remain in third.
I like it when, even though Dylan's losing his match, he still has a great attitude, having fun with it. Because being a dad and a coach is probably the hardest thing when your child's down there bowling, trying not to put too much pressure on them. Sometimes I do okay, sometimes I fail. Very, very tricky thing to do. But I love Dylan's attitude. He's having a great time. Trying till the last shot's all you can do. Bryce bowling an excellent game, has a chance for 231 here. Looks like in our C division, Kylie's just going to come up a little bit short. Sierra's got 2 doubles and clean. That's always works. This last match is really close. I think they're 9 pins difference going into the 10th. So the bowler behind is finishing first, so she can get a 20 in the 10th. Put some pressure here. That's got action. Good shot. Oh, come on.
Good shot, too. That's
lower
Joanna.
7. That's not fair.
That's Joanna, who has been bowling very well this weekend. Sierra Terry with a big support system.
You shoot 210 clean, C division, you're going to win a few matches.
That's pretty impressive.
She's kept everything in front of her, made every spare she shot. Oh, no. So we just need 1 pin on lane 1. That's a winner.
Well, we are just about complete with all of our match ones here. Again, if you're just joining us, my name is Emil Williams Jr., joined by the great Mark Baker. Mark Baker Bowling. We'll talk more about Coach Baker's latest endeavors here in a little bit. A division, I think we are. Hopefully, no one's on the lookout for Tristan. I've heard his name called a couple of times.
I know his family pretty well, and they're all here. His grandpa and his grandma and his mom. He's around here somewhere. His grandfather Diz, he runs a tight ship.
A little bit of practice going on for match 2 on 5 and 6 as we watch the conclusion of our match on 3 and 4.
Tristan Parham, please report to
Well,
lanes
now
7
they're
and 8. Tristan Parham, please report to 7 and 8.
now they're actually calling him out. Where'd he go?
It is a busy day here at Cal Bowl. As what I've learned is it's always a busy day here at Cal Bowl.
They do very well here.
I think Kyler was telling me 3 leagues today.
Oh, this place runs them over. They've done well forever. Good ownership, good management. They do a good job. Great location.
We were talking about recent players who have gone from one-handed to two-handed bowling, and Kaylee Peruganen is one of those players. I was talking to her dad this week, and he mentioned how she has recently made that jump.
Yeah, we were given lessons, and she was struggling one-handed with getting her. It's a lot of times when I switch some people, like I know my son specifically and Kaylee, they're just having a problem with their thumbs, and their hands are so small. and then they're trying to make the ball hook, and they're tearing it. And then, you know, when you're a kid and you put that cut patch on for the first time, you don't really want to do it a second time.
Yep.
So I know then one day we were there, and she's really athletic. She's a very, very good golfer.
That's what her dad was telling me.
Yeah, I don't want no part of the golf course
Sure.
with her. I've seen her swing. She's got a nice swing. She plays for her high school team. She's an excellent golfer, so I know she's got hand-eye coordination. I explain it's going to be frustrating. You're going to throw it slow. It's not going to be any fun. But once you get progression and you start getting some accuracy, I think you'll enjoy it more, and your thumb won't be a problem, and I think it'll benefit you in the end. And it was some trials and tribulations to start. I mean, it was, you know, I'm not sure if she was going to stay with it, but she did. And now her results are starting to show up a lot. So that's, like any sport, you got to put in the reps.
It looks like we're going to begin the match on 5 and 6 here in a moment.
Excuse me. Everybody, Southern California has a cough.
All right, we got Noah's correct pronunciation of his last name, Chargaloff.
That's easier than it looked.
It is, actually. But their match is underway. Match number 2 in Division B. Joshua Yamauchi versus Noah Chargaloff. In the A division, Bryce Nakoons advanced. He will face Tristan.
I think they've had a couple calls out there for Tristan. I was very surprised by that.
And then in Division C, not sure if that's warm-up shots or
Yeah, I think they're still warming up.
the match has begun. Okay.
Sierra was trying to sneak a couple freebies in there. Sierra made a top 5. I go, you don't get to practice too. All right.
Bet your order's ready. Bet your order's ready.
There is a lot happening right now.
Oh, that's not the way to start. Come on now. Hit the pocket first 7-10.
He had some tough carry, I thought, a little bit earlier when I was watching him.
Cal runs that way. If you've got it going here, you can really throw a lot of strikes. But if you get the ball entering the pins the wrong way here, man, you get a lot of 9 counts. I guess that's pretty much every bowling center in the world. Now, I've been to some centers just have amazing carry no matter how you throw it. But this one's definitely it's always a shot that's always played kind of out here. You know, the tour players here, if you go back and watch on the shows and from Cal Bowl, no matter what they were bowling on, the ball was breaking a 4, 5, 6 down lane. It's always been an outside shot. Very unusual for a house shot, but it's always been that way.
Looks like in Division D, Travis Ward getting his couple of shots on his finals pair underway.
I think they started. I think that was his first shot for score. So they're on to it.
Okay, we're not wasting any time.
Always coming on. It's always hard coming in cold. There we go. It's good for a shot.
All right, so they'll be underway here on 1 and 2. And crossing over there is Yamauchi. All right, Tristan has been found. And he will be ready for action here on 7 and 8 momentarily.
She's staying tough. Sierra has no open jet. She keeps filling those frames. There we go. Kept the shoulders up a little better that time. Get that elbow on the inside. So the hardest thing for two-handers is not to get too far forward.
I was gonna say, what are the common items, if you will, for two-handed players? And it sounds like you just mentioned off a couple things that they always have to need to be.
I think
keeping in mind.
The biggest misconception is when they get down. You know, you got Mr. Simonson, who's unbelievably good. And everybody tells me how low he gets.
Right.
So what you alluded to earlier, I just finished 2 projects on instructional videos. I can't come out with like the very first real instructional video that features the 2 best, Belmonte and Simonson. And when you break it down, neither one really bends their knees the first 3 steps. Their hips stay up, they tilt. Especially Jason stays very tall and erect the first 2 steps, and they use your shoulders like a swing set so that both your arms come back smooth. So I think when most two-handers get down and they drop down the second step, then they got to pull the ball up. If you pull it up, you got to pull it down. Then that makes your shoulders rotate, so hitting a target gets tough. I think the two-handers that are world class, talking to Jason and Anthony, when they came to my training center and we filmed the video, what stood out, Dave Houston was my best friend, and we watched all 3 days of filming. Simonson and Belmonte were by far the most accurate. They don't get credit for how good they can hit a target. And Belmonte's speaking, his distance control of the break point it was like he was just doing it without even trying. It was very impressive as an ex-bowler. Or as Dave used to put it, I'm glad I don't make a living against these 2 guys.
So it's fair to say that not only are they elite, which they are, but when you get down to it with a fine comb, if you will, a fine-tooth comb, they hit targets at an elite level. They can adjust skill at it, or speed at an elite level.
Right.
They can manage a loft distance at an elite level.
Yeah, they're very different how they go about it. But then when you film them from the front, they're almost, part of the video buying it is how much they do look alike, and some things they do almost exactly the same. But whereas Anthony's super unique in what he does, I think Jason is just fundamentally sound. I mean, I had a chance to work with Chris Barnes a lot in my life as a coach. And Chris's fundamentals were the best I'd ever worked with. To me, it's like Jason is like a 2-handed Chris Barnes. He just has a better rev rate, and he strikes a little bit more than Chris did. Obviously, Jason's mental game might be the best there is. So that's why you see such a great record. They can't have that good of a record in majors unless they can hit a target.
Right.
So that's what I tried to prove in the video, and I tried to show how the fundamentals of two-handed work, because it's the biggest growing part of our sport. So I thought I'd do my chance to put something out there to help all the kids. Because one thing you don't want to do is get frustrated. Two-handed is tricky when you first start. You don't want to try it and you quit. So if there's something out there, there's a resource, they can buy it, they download it, they can watch it every time they practice. So that's kind of what I did, and we'll see how it goes. So far, the response has been very good. Selling okay, but the response, the things I get back are really good. So it's very, very rewarding that way.
Where should people be able to check it out, buy it?
Well, the easiest way is just go to my website, markbakerbowling.com. There's the Games Changed logo right when you hit the my first page.
Okay.
You just click on it, and it takes you right to the Vimeo page. It's Vimeo. It's a video-on-demand streaming service. You enter your email and make up your own password, and that's how you watch it on Vimeo.
There you have it, folks. I would suggest you do that.
And there's a little, a very small little teaser on it. Didn't say much, but it was a year of work. I put a year of my life I put into this thing. So, and then there's 2 people I need to thank a lot: Curtis Von Kruger and Anthony Santos. They're with me every step of the way. So we gave it a run. And the pros, in the one-handed, I have Daniel McEwen, Chris Prather, and Dave Husted did a little senior section for me besides just being my one-handed model. And then obviously Jason Belmonte and Anthony Simonson. I can't thank them enough. They're professionals on the lanes, and they were professional for me. They did exactly what I asked. They did it really well, so it comes across in the videos. All right, looks like the scratch has finally started. Or not the scratch, the A division.
That's right. The divisions here are broken down by average. Although the entire tournament is scratch, but they were separated in divisions based on averages. It's not a traditional age-based event, as you might see, your U12s, U15s, for example, U18. Big shot there from
Yeah, get him back on track.
I mentioned how tough it might be for some players, and not necessarily tough, but being in perhaps a different environment to where, especially like in the position round, where now everyone's kind of grouped together. People kind of know maybe where they stand, but at least if they don't, they know they've got to maybe beat a couple of these people to try to get to the top 5. It was fun to watch a youth position. It always is, but
They do tend to perform when it matters, and it's amazing the concentration kicks in, and they manage the nerves, and a lot of it just how many times can you get there. Or the younger ones, they're figuring it out, and that's the only way. There's no easy way to learn any of that. You just got to get in there, and you got to get steamrolled to steamroll somebody else later. So you got to learn how to lose to learn how to win. That's why I love what David does here with the 4 separate divisions, because that way you're really bowling against your peers in the right average.
Right.
So as you can see, every match came down to the 10th. So he's done a marvelous job of spreading it all out. So that way everybody has a chance. And you can tell by the response by the entry fees. It was huge.
yeah, I think it was about 130 bowlers.
Big center to fill.
Yeah, and we went 1 through 54. So most people know it by now. Great shot there,
Yep.
Noah, able to kick the 9. Small advantage here for Yamauchi. Next door on 3 and 4. There's Aiden Starr. Aiden was able to hold on to a spot in the top 5. I met his entire family, his mom and his grandparents have been here all weekend.
Ooh, 3, 6, 9, 10. The least favorite spare of any bowler in the world. Looks like the match on 1 and 2 is almost even. Bryce had it open early, but he can get back on track here. Match is pretty close. Ooh, excellent spare there on that 5 count on the strike. That was huge. Didn't lose any count. Said these divisions just fill those frames. Oh. So this match is basically tied in the 6th.
Young Tristan, who I saw, I think, way back in maybe game 1 yesterday on 11 and 12. And but he could not carry a 10 pin to save his life at that moment. Just ring 10, ring 10, ring 10. And, of course, I'm thinking he might have to maybe ball change or go to a trick or 2 that he may have in his bag. And I asked him because he went back 5 for 211. He ends up shooting 211, back 5. And then I asked him, did he change anything? And he said, nope. I just said, speaking of that, I just tried to throw it better.
Sometimes the lanes are a little touchy. That's all you can do. And sometimes in that effort to find the great ball reaction while switching balls, you can turn 180 into 150. Sometimes 9 spare is your friend. I think we get a little too, some of the pros at their level, what they average, I get that. But the average person, by making, they leave 1 10 pin. I see that probably the most. They leave 1 flat 10, and it's always the ball's fault. Those flat 10s are the bowler's fault. But we're not real good at pointing at, looking at that mirror. It was easier in my day because we had no ball to switch to. So it had to be my fault.
That's well said.
All right. Ooh, good shot. No, 5-10. Tough match right here. No. Oh, shot for Price.
Price trying to find the right combo. No strikes yet either, or I'm sorry, 1 strike between both competitors in the A division over there on 7 and 8.
But that can turn on a dime. One of them figures out, throws a quick 3-bagger. Oh, good try.
Again, if you're just joining us, folks, my name is Emil Williams Jr. Great Mark Baker, one of the best coaches in all the land, joining me here for the finals. Big thank you to Cal Bowl, certainly David Yamauchi, and the entire family. The Bowling Centers of Southern California are having this wonderful event, the Southern California Junior Grand Championships. We have 4 divisions. Each match is in the second match. Each stepladder is in the second match. And no love on that messenger for Bryce on lane 8. Top of your screen, of course, we got 5 through 8. Bottom of your screen, bottom right, we've got 1 through 4.
So yeah, this match here on 5 and 6, the B division, it's really give and take right here.
Oh, this has got a
Oh,
chance.
this got a chance. Oh, nice try. That's becoming really popular.
So he had left this in during that 240 game I was referencing in game 4 today, right before the position round. And he went for it and did not get any count. Unfortunately, he did strike out to shoot 240, and it did not hurt him. But he said, I think he was talking to either someone in the back, and he said the next time I saw it, I was going to try to go after it, especially that late in the tournament or in the qualifying portion.
Joshua had a chance to get back in the match. If he opens here, he'll be down by about 10 with 2 frames to go. So it's anybody's game. Unless he makes it. Oh, almost. So he's down by exactly 10, 2 frames to go. It really a double by any one of them. They can go from nothing to win. Like Tristan staying clean. Chance for a big double right here. Well, that was pretty legit. That puts the heat on Bryce. He's got to find a double somewhere to put some pressure back on Tristan.
He does look like his ball motion is the best of those 2 players at the moment.
Big shot right here. It's got a chance. Now that's how you do it. There you go. Josh gave himself in the 10th. Now he's got a chance no matter what happens, just about.
In our C division match, Sierra Terry trails by 8 pins at the moment.
Oh.
On 3 and 4 as Madison Rodriguez has a small 2-pin lead in the D division match 2 over there. That's got to hook a lot.
This match is going to come down to the last here. All right, Bryce, you need to hit right here to make this match closer. Better hook. It does. Oh, back-to-back Zorro 10s.
Wow.
Sometimes the bowling gods just aren't fair.
Zorro 10. I don't think I've heard that.
Dude, we're old school. We have all kinds. We practiced a lot. We have all kinds of goofy names for every strike thrown. And a lot of it was a part of the country you're from. When I bowled, we said things different. Like the guys from back east, they had different terms for different things. It was always fun to when you travel the country to hear how they talked about it.
Folks, if you wouldn't mind to do me a favor and just hit the thumbs up if you haven't already on this video. As many views as we can, please share across your social media as well. All of the events from this weekend are archived and available to watch, so you can go back and watch anything that you may have missed.
Ooh, so now no matter what happens, Joshua will have a chance in the 10th to win his own match. That's all you can ask for.
Ball in hand.
Yep.
If anyone has any questions.
Oh, good shot on lane 2. That was dead flush. I think that gives him a little bit of a lead. Well, not much. It's really close. These matches are really good. Oh, no. Sometimes the nerves just get too much. So I guess my math still works. Josh has 88.
Yeah.
120, so he needs spare 9 to win.
Math is working, by the way.
All right.
You still got it.
Mo, your order's ready. Mo, your order's ready.
No
And
hold.
that is the best kind of spare there is.
That's 2 match wins in a row.
That was clutch. See, the shot in the 9th was the big one. He had to give himself a chance.
Get through some
Jalen, your order's ready. Jalen,
tough
your order's
sledding.
ready.
Well, now there's the glimmer of hope for Bryce. If Tristan can't make this, he can still punch out for 205. Tristan's over this. He's on 190 pace. Now, what you'll find next time, so now I'm going to go on the limb. I think Joshua's going to bowl a good next game because now he kind of found it. And when you think you're going to lose and you steal one, then you're, oh, nice pickup by Tristan. You're playing on house's money like I should have lost that match. Now I got nothing to lose. So think about it. He goes from being pretty much lost, 88 in the 8th, and he just labels the last 4 shots.
Back 4.
So I would not want to bowl him next. I wouldn't like. It's not the 148. It's in the last 4.
And that honor is going to belong to Eddie Torres, who
Very good bowler.
took a little bit of a fall during the position round. And for a moment, wasn't sure if he was going to be able to finish. He did. I believe, I meant to confirm if that was his dad who was helping him. Oh, Madison Rodriguez.
Madison strikes the 9th. Give herself a chance.
Let's take a quick look over at Madison. She's going to be on 1 and 2.
Oh, Bryce.
Madison nearly struck there again, just left the 7-pin. I have to adjust the iris on that camera a little bit. Stay on. Okay, that one will not stay on for Madison. So she finishes with 117. So Mr. Ward's going.
He has 108, right?
108.
So he needs 9 to tie. Spare. So the matches are great. I mean, this is really good stuff. So like right here, if Sierra can get the second one, and he doesn't get 9, we can have another tie or change of direction here. Oh, double wood for the spare. Oof.
That's a tough one.
Better hook, 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 hook. Nope, not going to get there. She needs to fill this to make it. I think that's going to be enough, though. 148. Yeah, he's at 141. He needs 6. But so far, all the matches are coming down to the 10th. So the spread of averages are correct.
Tristan's going to advance in the A division. He's going to face
Tie.
No. Oh, wow. He got 1. We've got a tie.
Unbelievable.
Tristan's going to advance. He'll face Brandon Rother, the number 2 seed. Again, Eddie Torres taking his practice shots. Division B is probably going to be the first to be done. They have been just rolling long. Meanwhile, Aiden Starr keeps it on the lane, and he is going to advance. So it's going to be a 9th and 10th frame roll-off. And then our match on 5 and 6 is actually underway. Madison just left a 5-7 to start the match in the roll-off. I'll make a small adjustment over there if I get a moment.
Oh my God, she made it.
Wow, how about that? Madison. She's bowled very well all week. She's had a lot of family watching.
She's almost like embarrassed she made it. That is so cute. All right, that's a 5-bagger for Josh.
Keeping track over on 5 and 6.
I've been to this movie too many times.
Is there a how many sequels?
Oh man, I've been on both sides. I've been that guy.
Okay.
Then it seems like I was always the other guy more often than not. It all evens out. Just got to make enough match plays.
Oh, and Travis Ward
maybe
makes
okay.
it spare. We're even. Ward's going to finish first. Quick look at some of the other practice shots ongoing.
Now you got some uniqueness here. I think it's Neal. Yeah, Neal throws it two-handed, but throws it back up. He's throwing a Belmo spare ball at it.
He
can curve the whole lane.
He caught my eye yesterday. Neal Concordia.
That's it.
Travis Ward, bottom screen. All right, he leaves a 6-10.
You can tell you got a loose and relaxed wrist if you can get to hook that much backup.
I've seen a few backup bowlers here this week.
Yeah.
Is it a popular item in this area of the country?
He's the only one I know that does it.
Okay.
I don't coach many of the kids below 12.
Gotcha.
So
Big spare there for Travis. I should clarify, I've seen a lot of one-handed backup players here this weekend in the tournament. I think there are two, or at least two that I saw, who were two-handed righties throwing back up. But they didn't hook the lane, as you said, like Neal.
Neal can put a move on it. That's pretty solid 2 frames there. You got 36, 37.
Okay, folks, here we go. Get you back to Mr. Torres here in a second. Eddie does make the spare. Oh, full screen there for Madison.
Yep. Hang on, hang on, hang on.
Okay.
She get 8?
She got 8.
Got it. She got to make it strike for another tie.
We're going to have another tie.
I just love it. Geez, some of the kids are bowling really good when they re-oiled them, and that shot got really good between 3rd and 4th arrow when the field finished earlier today. Now you come back, you get a couple shots on each lane, and you're going to want to start where you bowled your best from, and that hasn't developed. You got to start farther right to build that push up. So you're seeing it here with Eddie.
Hang on.
Oh no! Come on.
36-27 in the roll-off. Travis Ward will advance, but man, what a match.
Oh.
Wow, it's going down everywhere, folks.
Good shot for a flat 10. That was excellent. Got Brandon Rother and Tristan Perham bowling in the A division, and Tristan got a ball change, moved in for trip 4. Brandon with a unbelievably fast half 10, picked it up, knocked the pin back. A bit right. But if you're going to miss right, miss far enough right where you don't leave a washout, that's good for Joshua. He can make this. Here comes the big guy. He's going to get the deadwood for us. Oh, Neil hooked by it. So we got a pretty tight match going there. And I think on 1 and 2, we're still warming up. Oh, Brandon actually threw one slow for Brandon. 310 through the nose. Joshua missed them both, all three. And Neil leaves a 2-4-7-8 with the backup ball, and he flips around and hooks at it and makes it on the outside the right way. Now Brandon, he threw the backup ball to 310, only got one. All right, there's a good frame for Eddie. This match is about dead even after 4 frames. Here goes Tristan trying to put a quick double on him. Rolled that one pretty good. Oh, back-to-back trip fours. Nope. Oh, there we go. A little excitement for the crowd. Solid 9 off the wall. The kids are all liking it. All right, Joshua needs to get back on it here. Down by 2, going into the 5th. When they throw it good, there's no doubters. We have a 2-pin match in the B division. Tristan missed the head pin, came back, made the spare. So Brandon is down by 20 after 2. Needs to find his strike shoes. There we go, spare over there. Looks like Neil has a 10-pin lead in the C division. Brandon with the rip shot this time, and the head pin did find the 10. Ooh, Joshua liked that one right off his hand. Before he got that fall through finish, he was running that one out. That one felt good to him. And then Neil with the gigantic slow hook to the other way, picks it up. Big smile on his face. Halfway down, he was hoping it was going to get there. Match just started on 1 and 2 in the D division. Neil taking no time whatsoever. So now he leaves at 2-8, which would be tricky for a backup, but I'm sure he's going to try to hook at it. Brandon for a double to get back in the match. No, he grabbed it a little bit. Oh. All right. Looks like that lane must took a little bit more from out. He's had a couple shots to the nose. And Neil went for the hook. Oh, but that one rolled out on him. He's laughing. All right, so now after Joshua doubles, Eddie's turn to get up. Maybe he's lined up after his warm-up. See what this shot looks like. He's wheeling it. Oh, what was that? It looked like a trip 4. Oh, Brandon with the spare after the beating up his own hands there for a few seconds. Eddie, I thought, threw it perfect, like it'd be a trip 4. He leaves the 4-6-10. That was a horrendous break. Threw it hard, no break. And Tristan up. You can always tell when the walk-off. These kids learn to run them out quickly. They throw a ton of strikes, don't they? Oh, a strike for a double over here on in the C match. That was big. Oh, Neil didn't quite catch all that with the Belmo spare ball. Let's see if Eddie can come back from that bad break on that trip forward that turned into a 4-6-10. Another good-looking shot. That time he tripped the 410, so two out of three times he got the trip, and the one time he paid full penalty on that 4-6. Oh, Neil got that 3-pin to sneak over there and jump on that 6.
I'm just impressed how much he really hooks. It's amazing.
Kirsten put the heat on Brandon early. Brandon did make that big split. Brandon needs to get his together here and throw a double to get back in this match. Oh, not the what you want. Don't knock out that pin. So 310 for Joshua. Neil definitely wins the award for the fastest bowler here today. He double jumps a ball return. He's so fast. The ball's not even back. I think he's got 2 of those Belmo balls down there. He's just picking one up and throwing the next one. You gotta give Brandon credit. 3 shots in a row on the right line. Then he's at the Zorro. Twice the head pin got it. Once it went in front of it. Now that's a spare right there, Joshua. That makes that 310. That makes that double count. That keeps him his lead up by 18. Aiden over here on lane 4 on a double. Big shot coming up for Aiden. Aha. 10 in the pit there.
Oh, wow.
They call Brandon Rother Speedy B. That ball got down there about 20 miles an hour. The wind knocked over the 5.
Speedy B.
Yeah. So he was the first person at my training center over in Orange. I have a 2-lane training center. He was the first kid to throw 100 shots in an hour. Now I got a group of them. That's the big.
Wow.
The Harnett brothers, my son Gage, a couple other ones. They both so fast. They can throw a legitimate 100 shots in an hour. I'm not sure how much they're getting out of the lesson.
That sounds like.
It sounds like it's tiring.
I'm trying to think. There's a few races, like in Chicago, where you run the stairs and at a skyscraper type thing. Like that sounds like that. Like that's what you're trying to emulate if you get to 100 shots an hour.
That sounds way worse.
Well, that is without question.
That's why they invented elevators, right?
If you really want to test your cardio.
Yeah, I've heard of those things. Yeah. The Empire State Building or what used to be the Sears Tower, right?
Right.
Just straight up in the staircase.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's like a 10K, but in a building.
It's like doing the Stairmaster for real, huh?
Oh my!
Trip out the 4.58. There's Neil. Oh, it rolled out on him. He was expecting that to hit. All right. So Joshua made a spare. So the heat's back on here. Eddie needs this one. He looks good. Oh, that lane's just picking up on him. He's got those boats to the spot. He just overhooked.
Very impressed with Eddie's style, form, and approach.
Puts a nice move on the bottom of the swing.
Oh, Neil,
come on, Neil. Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Neil.
He makes the 5-6 and spins the 6 around the 10, hits it, and won't fall over.
Wow. That's unbelievable.
Brandon had a chance to get back in the match right there and didn't throw his first time he threw a bad shot in that lane. Nice spare by Joshua. I think Joshua just didn't get a chance to warm up. He's getting back now. He's been clean now for a few frames. Another really close match on 1 and 2. Neil needs a strike here to give himself any. He cut that one off a little bit. So he spares. He can shoot 165. I don't think that's going to be enough. Brandon's in that. He can't miss now. He can punch out for 220, have a chance. Stone 9.
He left a lot of those for the couple times I watched him bowl this weekend.
You got that much rev rate, you're online. The pins aren't exactly deflecting the ball. The ball, we're here in Lakewood. That ball ended up over there down by Seal Beach. It went dead left off his hand.
Got to get out of trouble.
Well, that was advantageous. Turned that 210 into a 10 pin. So. He can still shoot 215. He's just got to pick up a spear here, Brandon. You never know what can happen. All right. So that match is well in hand on. So he can only shoot 150. He's got that match won in the C division. There we go. So if Joshua doubles, he wins. Spare, he makes Eddie double. And Joshua's up in the 10th on the left lane. Whew. Advantageous game here for Tristan. He's had 2 trip 4s and his other double are 2 really light mixers. That's just how this works. That was legit. Well, so far we figured out that Joshua likes the 10th frame. We just got to get Joshua to the 10th. He needs this one to shut him out.
Absolutely. And Tristan next door, take a re-rack.
And Tristan's got this well in hand. He just needs 2 spares, but it has to take some time. Nice spare on lane 2. Looks like he's slightly ahead.
Tammy, your order's ready. Tammy, your order's ready.
Ooh, not a Warren. Needs 6.
Sometimes you just need a little break.
Tristan got away, got 9 out of that. He'll take it. So now Brandon needs to step up, throw these next 4 to make him mark in the 10th.
Still a little work to do there
Yep.
for Tristan.
That's enough. He's bowling for the last match.
Joshua Yamauchi to the title match in Division B. Aiden Starr is going to the title match in Division C. He shoots 176 and will defeat Neil Concordia. Back over to Brandon Rother real quick. And that's going to all but do it right there.
Ooh. Now Eddie catches his good lane.
Well, I got to give, again, some props to Eddie. You know, he took a hard fall during the position round game. I think it was frame 2 or 3. Wasn't sure if he was going to be able to, finish the game. And took a moment. His dad was great. If that was his dad was great. Great parenting moment. Helping him through it, giving him some encouragement. Got him some ice. He was icing his right knee in between shots. And he will finish 3rd. Qualified 2nd, so he automatically earned $2,000. Speaking of Josh in that division, and he will add to his total $750. So he'll have $2,750.
Pretty nice day.
Some really, really good stuff from the championship perspective regarding this roll-off, or these roll-offs, I should say.
Well, Brandon will be disappointed. He finished 3rd. He had a chance to lead. Rough finish, so. But Tristan did what we said. He's going to look like he's going to have a clean game. Clean game, 220 or 30. That tends to win a lot of matches. Especially in these, both the kids. If you can stay clean, it's such a huge advantage.
One match that is still to be determined. It's going to be, or it is right now, our Division D matchup. That's A.J. Holland on the left of your screen. Big shot.
He needed that one. That gives him some momentum here. down quite a bit, but he can throw it. He can strike right here and get himself right back in it.
A.J. Holland again taking on Travis Ward, who defeated Madison Rodriguez in a super cool roll-off. If there's ever was a super cool roll-off, that was the
it.
one. The number 1 seed in Division C on 3 and 4, that's Cameron Peterson taking a couple of warm-up shots. Chris Kohler is the top seed in Division B. That championship match will be on 5 and 6. He will take on Joshua Yamauchi. And Josh trying to bring home a title back home. His mom has been right to the left of Mark here. Videos, the photos have been going. And then Daniel Hung will take on.
This has been Daniel's personal piggy bank, this championship. Daniel's a sophomore, I believe, at UCLA, and I think he's paid for a semester of college just on this tournament.
Hey, listen.
He bowls good every week.
There have been, I forgot the number of summer shootouts, but I think I counted at least 25, maybe something like that.
He made the show in about 15 of them. He bowled unbelievable. So him having a chance, Daniel having a chance to win the last one, that's legit. He's bold. He'd be the MVP of the summer shootout. He's earned it. Still got to knock down enough pins that last game to beat Tristan, because Tristan's not going to give it to him.
No, that's a great matchup too. The voice you hear is David Yamauchi. We got championship matches in 3 of the 4 divisions at the moment. Of course, we went long with our roll-off in Division D.
I think Mr. Ward will get himself. That'll get him to the final match.
So just to give you again an idea, folks, of the prize funds here. So the first qualifier, so let's use our top qualifiers at the moment. Daniel Hung automatically earned $2,500 in scholarship money as the top qualifier in his division. If he wins, he will earn an additional $1,500. That will be $4,000 for Daniel specifically. His opponent, Tristan, qualified 3rd, which garnered him $1,750 automatically. Of course, if he wins, he will earn the additional $1,500. And the payouts are just like that for Division A and Division B. And then for Division C and D, the top qualifiers earn $1,500, and they will earn an additional $1,000 if they were to win. First qualifier in Division C and D, $1,500. Second was $1,100, $950, $900, and $850. Those were your top 5 payouts for the qualifying totals in C and D. And then A and B, $2,500, $2,000, $1,750, $1,500, $1,250. Pretty impressive. Congratulations to
how good this has been run.
Everybody who's had a hand in this. You talk about youth bowling.
There we go.
Oh.
The wave. We got the wave going.
Are we confident it's the wave?
I don't know.
Or is it the new generation wave?
There you go. As long as they're having fun, I'm happy.
Absolutely. Folks, as you join us here, please hit that thumbs up if you don't mind. Please share. And if you don't mind subscribing to Bowlstream TV, we'll have more events for you. Upcoming on Bowlstream TV, the Bradley Open in Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, good shot for a solid 4. Joshua?
That'll be in February. We got the Wisconsin State High School Tournament, State Championships for the state of Wisconsin in March. And some other events to go on Bowlstream TV. Appreciate all the support from the wonderful parents and families who've been watching this weekend. Thanks again to Paul Esteves and the Bowling Centers of Southern California for having me out. All right, title match ongoing on 5 and 6, ongoing on 3 and 4, and then the first shot of the title match on 7 and 8. Here's Brooklyn.
Kirsten switch balls, went to a ball that looks a little more surface, and tried to move in, didn't quite get it to the spot. I think Daniel's going to pipe it up from out. Daniel likes to throw it firm. There we go. We got a match here.
Aiden Starr versus Cameron Peterson. Aiden qualified third. Cameron is the top seed in Division C. And there is Daniel Hong.
Ooh, that was legit.
And the number 1 seed in the D division, Joseph Stanley.
There we go. Good spare on the backup. Kids are very inventive. If you leave them alone sometimes, let them do their own thing, it's amazing the things they'll come up with. Wow. Just turned the heat up. The title match.
Boy,
now it's on.
One of his best shots of the championship in any match. Again, he has worked his way up the ladder. Speaking of Joshua, Aiden Starr, bottom of your screen. Good shot.
Good shot.
Again, championship matches across the board.
Oh, trip 4 for the 9.
First time I've seen Daniel Hong not throw urethane.
Yeah, he's been throwing that a lot this weekend, but I think it was a little bit of carry down on him, and it wasn't picking up, and he made that ball switch right before we started the match. First 2 kind of cold, hit the pocket on both. I think he's okay.
In this area, Mark, in Southern California, what has been, or what has impressed you most about some of the youth that either you had a chance to work with and or see on a regular basis at varying tournaments?
How hard they work at it. I mean, obviously, there's not near as many bowling centers as there once were. So practicing has become a trickier thing, and it's become much more expensive. But the kids and the parents, they should get committed as well. Their commitment to getting better, the commitment for the parents, the sacrifices, all the travel, and you know that Southern California traffic, it's a real thing out here.
Sure.
It don't matter if it's Sunday morning or Saturday night. We got traffic. So getting to and from some of these tournaments is not as easy as everybody thinks. And they're from Arizona to Las Vegas, all over Southern California. So it's just the commitment that the parents stay with it. You know, I said, I'm a coach. I do a lot of lessons. I have a lot of kids I coach. So obviously, you know, there's a commitment financially and time-wise to come see me. And it seems like, the parents see the results and the kids love it. So to me, it's just the unwavering commitment. And then you have these great tournament directors. Without them, none of this happens. And the bowling centers are making their lanes available. So there's a lot going on here, but junior bowling is really thriving in Southern California. And it's just amazing for me to see.
In the booth with Mark Baker, legendary coach. A new video series, how to get things done. We went down the line on one-handed bowling and two-handed bowling. He's got something for everybody.
Yeah, that was exactly the premise of the whole thing. How many bowlers can I help in one, project, if you want to call it that? That's not much a project, in one thing. So I had to split up the videos. I had done a book and I'd done a DVD. So I came up with some new terms, a new way of explaining myself on the one-handed. And the two-handed, I didn't think anybody had ever done a real detailed breakdown of the guys that are the best. So the pros were just amazingly helpful with this process, and we did it right. Curtis Von Kruger, unbelievable, edited. Anthony Santos with dealing with me on No Day at the Beach. So and we took us a long time to put together, but we put together a very good product. Say it's been out since Wednesday. The sales are really good, but the feedback's even better. So that's kind of what I really wanted. Just how can I help the most people possible? So there's one-handed, there's two-handed, there's female. I have a bonus section for seniors that's actually free. You can watch it free.
Nice.
And then probably the first coach to take a swing at lane play.
Okay.
So I have a 15-minute thing in there about how I think called the Baker box. How I don't care how you throw it on house shots. I have a spot down the lane. I think that works for everybody. And I try to help as many people as possible because bowling can be frustrating.
Absolutely.
So we'll see how it goes.
And that's markbakerbowling.com.
There's Daniel right back. Yeah, markbakerbowling.com. It'll say the game's changed. There'll be a picture right there on the very front. You click on it, takes you right to the Vimeo page. Now, for the people looking at it for the first time, it'll say $150. The videos are only $75. If you scroll down, it'll say one-handed or two-handed. I don't control how the video does their screen, so that 150 button I couldn't take off. But if I only let it be 75, then you automatically got the one-handed whether you want it or not, and I didn't want to deal with that.
Sure.
So it's not 150 for either video. It's 75 for either. And the way I did it, just so people, I mean, I've heard some comments about the price. I hate going to Las Vegas to get to a hotel room. The room rate's 100. Give me 2 nights. When I check out, it's $320. Oh, there's the $49 service fee.
Resort fee.
Resort fee. Then you got the service fee. Then you got the bed tax fee. Then you get the fee to pay for the Raider Stadium. And then you have the city tax. So I said, no, I'll pay all that for you. So that any applicable tax I pay, the service fee I pay, the transaction fee I pay, and the fee to Vimeo I pay. So when you get your statement, it'll say a flat 75. There'll be no add-ons. It's not like going to a concert to see the Eagles. $200 a ticket. When you check out, it's $312. I did it the other way.
Yeah, you got to toggle that button where it says add up estimated fees, so you can know the
I
real
don't want
price.
to. I didn't want that, so I'm eating all the fees out of it. That's why I got there.
Well, that's smart. We appreciate you doing that. I will be checking it out.
I appreciate it. I'm sure Curtis does too.
There was a couple of tough frames for Joshua. He gutter spared in the 5th. And then, unfortunately, went 8 out, and so he is now trailing
By 29.
by, as you just mentioned, 29. That big 3-bagger that you can see in frames 2, 3, and 4 from Chris Kohler right now, the big difference. Travis Ward versus Joseph Stanley. Again, if Joseph wins, he is going to earn a total of $2,500. I've been watching Chris Kohler a little closely today, and so open hand at his release.
Very smooth. Very smooth. No grab whatsoever.
Take a look at Aiden Starr trying to come up with a championship.
Big shot here for Daniel. He's taking his time. This one gives him the lead.
Good break.
Sometimes you got to get lucky when to get you back on track. A little bit in, a little bit soft. Yep.
As mentioned, Daniel out of UCLA. Maybe studying internal medicine.
Oh,
Wow.
keeping him in the match.
He
Keeping him
is
in there.
Broken down a ton of stuff. That's impressive.
All right, so we just basically have a tie match over here in the A division. 1 pin difference after 5. Way it should be. Big shot here for Chris. He can pretty much online. Oh, wow, that was a good shot for a ring in 10.
Well, and that's been documented here in this championship scenario for Joshua Yamauchi. He has struck out a couple of times
He
in
has.
the 10th frame. In fact, 2 matches ago, he struck out starting with the 9th frame, which ultimately got him where he needed to, and then doubled in the
See,
10th.
he throws that double, and it's just how that works. Still a long ways off, but he's got chance. He strikes the 9th, he's in the lead. Yeah, Daniel missed that one on the bottom a little bit. Yeah, he's mad at himself. Like in that C division, the key Brooklyns don't hurt.
We're taking all strikes.
Oh, that was big.
That's a big one
He
right
can't
there.
get shut out now. No matter what happens, he has a chance.
That's a big one right there. Hashtag Team No A Pin, my worst nightmare.
So he's got to pick this up and double to force his opponent to spare to win. That's a tough mental thing.
That is bowling sometimes right there as Aiden Starr picks up a much needed spare. He went gutter spare in the 7th. I got to tell you, there have been a few gutters, but very impressed with the way that these youth athletes have made this spare. Hold on.
Oh, no. Well, that doesn't help. Yeah, that pretty much. Yeah. Wow, that was rough. Ooh, Tristan liked that one off his hand. It just, that lane, those lanes are getting really tight down lane.
Travis Ward.
Oh, that's solid A. I'm telling you, he's on the 10th frames. Wow, what a different match that would be, huh? What amazing.
Aiden Starr.
Ooh, got it.
Chopped the spare in the 8th. Travis Ward with a spare over on 1 and 2. Again, all 4 divisions.
Oh, now he's got half the back row, 2 shots. Stone 8 and a stone 9. But man, see how good he threw those last thruple? Once he gets whatever he's working on, his mental focus in the 9th and 10th is so good, he's just got to find a way to turn that on a little earlier. Oh, Daniel 4-9. Just a little bit in, a little bit soft. If you get to the C division match, they're 1 pin different going in the 9th.
Man, it's been that way.
Unbelievable.
Every match. Nice job. You know, Chris Kohler.
He bowled really good. He hit a pocket a lot of shots.
He has been.
He carries that ring in 10 on the 8th. This isn't a match. So
yeah.
he really bowled good.
He's been in the top 5, I think, throughout the week, and he spent a lot of games in that number 1 spot as Daniel Hong unable to convert the 4-9.
Yeah, Daniel gave him a big, and he missed them both, so he didn't help himself on count. He needs to draw down here and figure this out. He might have played the lanes the best of anybody out here today. Of all the matches, he hit the pocket probably the most. Stay to the right, 40-foot pattern, 6, 7, 8 down lane, about where it should be.
Chris Kohler, top seed, will take home a $4,500 scholarship. I'm sorry, a $4,000 scholarship, I beg your pardon. 4,000.
Daniel's getting him in the ground early right now.
Back in my day, it'd be a lot of books.
Nice game, Bold, right there. That guy, he deserved to win that. Congratulations.
222 for Chris Kohler.
Beautiful match.
And Josh Yamauchi will finish 2nd.
Good run by Josh, though. He kept throwing it good when it mattered.
And as the 2nd place finisher, he will take home an additional $1,000, and he was the 5th seed. So that gets him to $2,250.
And they both opened in the 9th, and now we're dead tied going in the 10th.
Okay, so let's, here we go. Here we go.
You can't say we're not having good matches. Sometimes first one to mark wins. Oh, that was pretty clutch.
Huge shot there from Aiden Starr. Wonderful, wonderful.
Tristan another 2-5. So he's not putting Daniel away. He's shooting 204 to Daniel's 192. Kind of has a little trick backup going there at the 2-5. I like it, making it every time. Big shot right here.
Aiden Starr looking to double up.
Oh. Pick it up, young man. 20 is a good 20 is a good frame.
He comes back, and off camera, he's relaxed himself. breathing. His mom is right there behind him. Tristan,
Yeah, he tripped it into a 5-pin, so he's okay. He still, no matter what, picked us up. He needs all three. Daniel can shoot 212, and Tristan has 213. So that's a close one.
149 for Aiden Starr.
So, again, staying clean seems to be the thing that does him the best good. All right, Daniel. People good in this thing all year.
Back over to 1 through 4 real quick. Travis missed that spare. It's a 10th frame shot coming up here.
This is huge. You can spare, strike, and still tie.
Cameron Peterson.
Oh, no. Oh.
Wow.
Oh, Daniel.
And Daniel Hong has just left a 4-6.
He lost his ball speed.
On lane 8. Peterson first with the 6-10 as the 7-pin dropped out. Got to make it to stay alive, and he chops it. And Aiden Starr is going to take home the Division C championship. 149 to 138. Congratulations to Aiden and the entire family of his. They've been rocking and rolling and rooting him on the entire time. 2 championships complete.
Well, Daniel has to throw all 3 here to make. That's 189. He needs to get 9 or 8.
Aiden Starr, by the way, was the 3rd qualifier in the C division. That got him 950. He wins, which earns him an additional $1,000. 1950. 1950 for Aiden Starr, your division.
Oh,
C.
hit it. Oh, he was on a strike too.
And Joseph Stanley over there trying to make a comeback against young Travis Ward. Here's Hong.
So if you just go back and watch his launch angle, that was out on the lane. All of his misses where he comes up and his ball lands by the foul line. That core lays down in the wrong spot. There's no push. That hand can't stay inside it long enough. So that core lays down in the wrong place. He can be on line, but you could hit the same target. Where that trajectory is so vitally important.
Where would you rank that?
At the highest level?
Launch, yes. Like where would you rank that
top
in?
3, top 4.
And most important.
Yeah, because where they get their ball to hook is determined by where it lays along the lane. See, that ball was out. It hit out. So your hand has to be in a certain position to get your ball to land 12, 24, 36 inches out. The closer your ball lands to the foul line, for the most part, your hand has to be more on top of it or you lose it. So that, the core does what it does. So the closer it lays down, it stands up earlier. Now there's no hold to speak of. So him getting that ball on the lane quicker made that core stand up faster. So he threw out a couple shots he liked on line, but they picked up at 35 feet. Those last 2 picked up at 45 feet.
Ways the subtle items that make all the difference. Take a look over at Travis.
He had him dead to rights and he split, so this is still close.
It's still a match over there.
It's close.
Daniel Hong.
Oh, that wasn't a good count ball. So Tristan just needs it that pin.
186 for Daniel Hong. I'm sure he is certainly disappointed. Oh my.
He won.
Just
Won
enough.
by pin.
That was a group of, Tristan clearly knew the situation.
The crowd all had to do the math. Here's the crowd. Everybody got their calculators out. Oh, no, he's going to lose 180 plus 7. He won.
He's the only one who showed no panic in that situation.
He's looking like, no.
In comparison to everyone else.
Unbelievable. But you can't say our matches weren't close.
Wow.
How great was the finish for this, the championship?
180.
Unbelievable. We had a tie, a 1-pin win.
188 to 186. And then, little things all the time, right?
How's that count ball?
I was just about to say.
There you go.
Daniel gets 7 on the fill.
And then his launch trajectory got down, ball right up, stopped. He thought it was going to hook, it won't.
I'm sure it's one of those things to where, you know.
We will be talking about that the next lesson.
Okay. He's got no chance at.
We work on that a lot.
On fill shots?
Yeah, no, his trajectory.
Oh, trajectory. Gotcha.
He's really good at hitting a target. So when you look at his lines on spec, though, the little lines it draws,
right.
He has some of the tightest lines I've ever had in the center. I mean, Frankie Lavoie came to the center, the tracking center. His accuracy was a different level than everybody else's.
Makes sense.
Just different level.
He's that kind of player.
Yeah, that was fairly impressive. I think down here on 1 and 2.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think he's got an insurmountable lead, but they turned the lanes off on him.
They did. I think they thought all of the matches were done.
So he needs. So I think he can only punch out for 124. Man, getting old's no fun when your eyes go bad. Used to be able to read those telescores 30 lanes away. Now I can't read at 4.
Yeah, he's got a 124.
That's the other. Ward has 127.
So that one technically is in the books.
Yeah, I think he can only shoot 124. So I think Mr. Ward's going to win that one. Well, that was fun. That went by quick.
It did. Appreciate you, Mark.
That was so much fun. I really do appreciate it. Just great to see what a unbelievably good job David did with this and how great the kids are. You saw their sportsmanship. Nobody acts out. It's just very it just makes me feel good about our sport. We're not going anywhere. You know, I make a living at this, so I love bowling. So that's it does my heart good to see these kids do this well.
Congratulations on your latest project.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
We definitely will be checking that out.
I hope everybody does. I'm just trying to help as many bowlers as possible.
All right, I'll let Mark go. We got some trophies to give away. I'll try to turn the camera on. They're going to do it on the settee area. Thanks again, Mark, and I'll see you soon.
You bet.
Stone Age, man.
Nice job by Joseph Stanley. He's going to finish things out. I got a lot of stuff to clean up, and league is about to start. I got another job ahead of me, but we will finish this one. All right, folks, let's see. I'm gonna try to get the trophy presentation. It's not going to be on the lanes because the players have to. I'm sorry, the mechanics have to finish running the lanes so they can complete what they need to complete for league, which they are simply waiting their turns for their lanes to be on once everything is complete here from the lane oiling perspective. Last shot. And Travis Ward, the number 3 seed, will earn $19.50. Both 3 seeds in the C and D divisions will earn $19.50 in scholarship money. In the A division, again, Tristan Perham, the number 3 seed, actually 2. We got 3 seeds who took home a championship today. For Tristan, he will take home $22.50. Oh, I'm sorry, $32.50. I beg your pardon. $32.50 for Young. Again, $17.50 and a cool $1,500 for the actual win. That's $32.50 for Tristan Perham. Let's see. I don't know how much of an angle we'll have. But we'll see. We'll try. I'm here, so we're going to figure it out. All right, folks, hang tight. See what we can come up with here. Thinking the final or finishing touches, if you will, are being taken care of here. So let's so the trophy table is actually right where everyone's standing. I think some checks are being written out as well. That's the trophy table, folks. We're just kind of waiting.
fifth place goes $1,750 scholarship. My son finally beat him. Dylan Ingram. Fourth place. I'm going to mess up your last name, Noah. Fourth place, $2,250 scholarship to Noah Shargaloff. Third place, $2,250 scholarship goes to Eddie Torres. Finishing second, $2,250 scholarship to Joshua Yamauchi. And our tournament champion, $4,000 scholarship to Christopher Kohler. Congratulations. And now our top division. Our fifth place finisher, $1,500. I think he went to work.
Yes, he did.
Kevin Massey, I'll take this. My teammate. Finishing fourth, $2,000 scholarship to Bryce Knockins. Third place finisher, $2,750 scholarship to Brandon Rother. Finishing second, our tournament top seed, $3,500 scholarship to Daniel Hong. Where's Daniel? This award today puts Daniel over $10,000 for the shootout.
That's what Mark Baker was saying. Might have paid for a semester with how much money
Put you over
he
$10,000,
earned.
buddy. And our tournament champion, $3,250 scholarship to Tristan Perham. If I could have all of the award winners down on the lanes, we're going to take a picture by 1 and 2.
Award winners and the photo, and then we're going to call it a day, folks. Excuse me. It's a cool photo. Look at all the parents that are of what you can see. David Yamauchi taking the main photo. Those are all the players. 20 players across 4 divisions who earned trophies or wonderful plaques, championships, and most importantly, scholarship money, camaraderie, the ability to continue to further not only their educations in the future, but their bowling careers in the present. Excellent work by the bowling centers of Southern California, and certainly David Yamauchi. The summer shootouts and everything in between has led up to this moment. some wonderful payouts, and all these players certainly deserved it. Hopefully no one steps on lanes 3, 4, 5, and 6. Looks like everyone's getting a chance to take individual pictures. And so while that is happening, I will say our goodbyes. Again, I want to thank Paul Esteves and the Bowling Centers of Southern California, for having me out. Wonderful opportunity to be a part of. I don't know if this is the plan for every year here in Southern California, but I'd have to imagine that everyone would deem this event, and certainly all the events leading up to it, a success. So we will, again, kudos and congratulations to everyone who had a hand in making this come to fruition. I want to thank everyone here at Cal Bowl, Kyler Kolb, Mike, and everyone in between for the hospitality. I want to thank the entire Yamauchi family. It's Leanne for making sure I had some food and properly nourished and hydrated. I appreciate all of you and the wonderful viewers who were supporting these great student athletes here this weekend. I met a lot of new parents, of course, making the trip out to Southern California, getting a chance to see some new faces, some new young athletes. There are some wonderful, wonderful youth bowlers across this country, ladies and gentlemen. I'm blessed to be able to live in Chicago and see the Elite Youth Tour once a month and be a part of that great tour. But when you go to another part of the country and you see the same talent levels, folks, it really is a great opportunity. It's a great time to be a fan of bowling. It's a great time to be a supporter of youth bowling. So with that said, I've got a lot of cleaning up to do. So I'm going to start that process amongst our wonderful league bowlers here at Cal Bowl. I want to thank all of you for joining us. Don't forget, every block of qualifying as well as the championship match or matches can be viewed, of course, on Bowlstream TV and the archive. There's a beautiful playlist for you there as well. Want to thank, I thanked everybody. All right. Oh, shout out to Casey, too, and the entire scorekeeping staff and all the volunteers with that also. All right, so that's going to do it for me. My name is Emil Williams Jr. The next time you'll hear me on Bowlstream TV will be in February, at least at the moment, at the Bradley Open in Louisville, Kentucky. It's third weekend of February, $12,500 at least to the winner. One of the more difficult amateur events in all of the land. Until then, we say so long for now. Don't forget the Elite Youth Tour. Bowlstream TV, also a sponsor of that tour. We'll be back at it on the Elite Youth Tour Facebook page next Saturday, January 20th, from Strike and Spare 2 in Lockport, Illinois. For all involved, we say so long for now. From Cal Bowl in Lakewood, California, this has been a presentation of the 2024 Southern California Junior Grand Championships. Watched it live and only on Bowlstream TV. Have a good night, folks.